Hello everyone, my name is Yemi Kuti and today we're going to be talking about a topic that literally hits home. Jiji.ng is going to be teaching you on how you can thoroughly inspect an apartment before paying rent. This is so that you don't end up with a house that's nothing to write home about. Nothing beats the excitement of moving into a new apartment, but for most, this excitement quickly turns sour as they're left with a lot of avoidable problems which cost a lot of time, energy and money. So what is supposed to be a home sweet home situation always then turns out to be a haunted house situation. We at Jiji.ng want to change this though. Being the #1 source for the purchases and listings of property in Nigeria, we consider it a moral and civic obligation to educate Nigerians on the 7 important aspects to inspect in a house before signing an agreement and paying your rent. Please note that you do not necessarily have to overlook an apartment that falls short in any of these 7 aspects. What it helps does is that it helps provide you with information so you know what you're getting into and which you could also use as a bargaining tool. Please be reminded that you can search for the most affordable apartments on Jiji.ng. So now let's get into our list. So #1, you need to research the area. This is very important. You need to know the neighborhood you are getting into. Is it safe and secure? Is the road to your office or your school, is it against or towards traffic? When it rains, do the surrounding environments get flooded? This last question is why it is highly advised to inspect an apartment during the raining season. Other important questions you need to ask is that, is the government planning a huge infrastructural development which could affect the house? How good is the electricity supply in this area? You don't want to move into an area where you need to be running your gen 24/7. #2, check the plumbing works. This is also very important. Plumbing tends to be one of the major sources of frustration for new tenants. You need to make sure that all the pipes are in perfect working condition and there is supply of water. Preferably, there should be a working borehole, a pumping machine, as well as an adequately sized overhead tank. Make sure all the taps are running and also that the drainages are not blocked. Be sure to also check the structural integrity of the toilet seats, the kitchen sinks, as well as the wash hand basins. #3, check the walls, the flooring, as well as the roofing. Some would-be tenants tend to overlook this. But you need to ensure that there are no holes or cracks in the walls that could make rodents pop up on you unexpectedly. The same goes for the roof. Ensure that there are no holes in the roof. There's nothing more embarrassing than looking for buckets anytime rain falls. No Nigerian deserves to live this way. Also, whether it is terrazzo, marbles, tiles or just cement, you need to ensure that the floors are in perfect condition. #4, check the electricity supply as well as the bills. The most important question you can ask your landlord is to see the last bill. Trust me, you don't want to be surprised with an overestimated electricity bill in your first month. Ensure that all past bills have been cleared by the past tenant so you don't end up carrying the cross of another man. Also, depending on your preference, you can look to ensure that it is a prepaid meter as opposed to a postpaid meter that's in the house. Another important aspect is the wiring. It's always wise to bring a trusted electrician to help you inspect the wiring of the house. Trust me, any wrong electrical setup can be disastrous. #5, check for cross ventilation and access to sunlight. A lot of tenants tend to ignore this, but it is very important. In a nation that does not brag of 24 hours electricity supply, direct access to sunlight as well as access to cool breeze is an important aspect. You do not want to waste all your money buying fuel for the generator. #6, check for parking space. If you own a car, you don't want to be in a situation where you need to wake up half of the entire building just so you can drive out in the morning. So you need to ask your landlord, is there a dedicated parking space for you to park your car, or has he made arrangements for where you could park it elsewhere? #7, check the surroundings. It is not enough for the interior of the apartment to be top-notch. The outside also needs to be just as good. So you need to ensure that the surrounding is clean, free from stagnant water, and the generators are as far away from the building as possible. It will be a big plus if the outside floors are cemented and also if there's a bit of horticultural work going on. And so there you have it, the 7 most important aspects to inspect in a house before paying rent. So if you like this video, we'd like for you to subscribe by clicking on the subscription button below. We'd also love for you to click on that bell so you'll be alerted anytime we post new and insightful content you will love. Kindly also follow us on all our social media platforms and visit us on Jiji.ng.
Jiji.ng. Sell faster, buy smarter.